Along a country road sits Pine Creek Cemetery in Elkhart County, Indiana. And if you walk a few rows in, you find a cluster of graves, many showing the ravages of time, all belonging to one family. But a simple newer stone stands out among them with a flag and flowers, bearing the inscription, Arsenault E. Martin, Union Army nurse, Civil War.
Her mother asked her if she was not sorry she had persisted in these efforts to relieve the suffering soldiers.
But this is just where the story of Arsenault Martin ends. It begins just a few miles down the road, on a farm, with a family that was already playing a prominent role in history.
Her father, William P. Martin, he was an Underground Railroad conductor.
Using themselves and the family farm to help ferry slaves to safety and freedom in Michigan.
And I think with her education and the role model of her parents, that's what made her strong.
Arsenault becoming a school teacher when the War of the Rebellion began in 1861.
She knew many of the kids. She was well loved as a teacher.
Her parents hosting a picnic on their land, an effort to help recruit for a local regiment to join the fight against the South. There was food and entertainment and prominent speakers, including a lawyer and politicians. But it was young Arsenault who stirred hearts and minds when she took to the podium, telling the men if they would go, she would too.
Okay, as long as teachers going with us, we know we're going to be safe.
30 men joined the Union Army from Elkhart that day, Arsenault going with them, serving as a nurse, writing in her diary all along the way.
Corinth, Mississippi, October 26, 1863. Away down in Dixie, far away from home. Well, I started out for the good of the soldier. I am contented, yes, happy with the surroundings. I have been among the poor sick boys assigned to my charge, and my heart goes forth in thankfulness to God that He's permitted me to come to them.
But she didn't stop there. When the call went out for nurses to help sick and wounded from the war effort in Tennessee, she traveled to Memphis. There she contracted a disease that affected her lungs, returning home to heal, never forgetting the men on the front lines. And when her health returned, she went back to the soldiers, back to saving lives at a camp in Mississippi. But it only lasted a few weeks, Arsenault contracting typhoid fever, coming home again to die on November 18, 1863. She was just 25 years old. More than a year later, the Civil War ends, the Martin family farm is sold, and the story of Arsenault Martin is left to the history books as her gravestone crumbles.
Some of the literature we have from the old historians, they'll tell about how that stone laid there in shame, embedded with dirt and mud.
That is until two women decided to start up a local circle of a national organization called the Ladies of the Grand Army of the Republic, and they didn't have to look far for inspiration.
We were trying to come up with a name, and it just so happened that I had read about Arsenault. We could do any of the guys around here. They fought, they died, but why not bring forth a nurse? Because they get very little recognition, even today.
Started in 1886, the organization originally offering relief to Civil War veterans and their families. And while service is still a part of that organization,
the mission is to educate. We go to schools, we talk about the Civil War, we do wreath layings, we do parades. We want people to remember.
Preserving their namesake's legacy by working with descendants of the Martin family to get a new stone.
We try to clean the stones and stand them upright and find flag plaques for them if they don't have one, and we always make sure they have a flag all year round.
A story and a stone, now no longer lost to time, saved for new generations.